All right, everybody. What a wonderful week we have had. It's been beautiful outside. The DMV has been going through some changes, football wise, basketball wise, and NASCAR. That's what we're going to start out with today. We're going to start out with NASCAR because if everybody didn't know that Joe Gibbs, who's our vaunted coach that took us to 3 Super Bowls, has a NASCAR team, JGR. That is his team. He has 4 cars, the 20, the 18, the 19, and the 11. But here we talk a lot about Mr. Bubba Wallace, the number 23, who is also connected to Joe Gibbs' team through the number 11 car. So it's 2311 is his team, and his teammate is number 45, Mr. Reddick, who is doing pretty good, But let's talk about it. So last week, well, before we go into the show, man, let's go ahead and do it properly and give him the old intro. That's right. That's right. That's my man Darius up there and Big Al who's here. We are all talking about NASCAR today. Darius, who is here from the what you call it, the Black NASCAR chat site. Who's that? BNC. Yeah. So tell us about the last couple of weeks since we took a week off. Apparently, we can't take a week off, or Bubba just has a bad week. So we're not taking a week off this week, man. We're gonna make sure that he has a good week. But the main thing I want you to start out with this week is the correct information that we gave a couple weeks ago, which is if you give these fellas the proper equipment and speed, it'll win you some races. And coming off of the truck race, my man Rajah Caruth comes in as the winner of the race. Tell him about that, man. Holler at him. You on mute. How you gonna start the show off on mute?
My apologies. We all good now, right? You can hear me.
Yeah, you got you.
All right, cool. Hey, shout out to Rajah, man, for pulling out. So not only did he win the race, man, he qualified from the pole. What's going on, DJ? He qualified first in Las Vegas and then turned around and won the race. So that man started first and finished first. He beat out people like Kyle Busch. There's a lot of great truck drivers, and he beat them out in his third start with Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah.
I mean, he put on the show, man. So shout out to Rajah, man. He stayed in the top 5, top 10 pretty much the whole race. So it wasn't like a fluke that he made a last lap pass or anything like that. Like, no, he was up there. He had one of the fastest trucks all race. It didn't change. And so shout out to Rajah for bringing it home.
Yeah, and with big NASCAR guys in there like that, man, you're really impressed about his speed. And because remember, I was saying a couple weeks ago, man, I feel bad sometimes for the guys like Bubba because he started out the cars they started out didn't have no speed, didn't have the best crew chief, and he would always be mired in the middle of the pack. 15th, 20th, and coming in that way. But as soon as you get these guys over to a proper system like the 2311 or Hendrick Motorsports, where they also have speed constantly, you see the difference in positions that they finish in. Okay, and I was real proud of Rajah, man. I talked to him one time a while back before he got into the Craftsman, and he was just driving ARCA races, and he's really serious about this thing. It's not he just driving. He's out there, he's learning, and he's getting better every week. And you can tell by how his finishes are becoming. Now, Bubba.
So just to add on that real quick, Deacon, before we get to Bubba, because I know that's going to be a topic of conversation. But I mean, Rajah's sitting 4th in points right now in the Truck Series. He got a win in 3 top 5s in all 3 races. And so he's definitely putting a strong season together, and that's something that we should be on the lookout for and just continue to watch out. As he may actually, compete for a championship this year in his 2nd full season. So, shout out to Rajah again, man. DMV on.
Yeah, and if he does start to compete for championships, they're gonna push him up. Hendrick doesn't mind pushing you up to the next level, man. If you're showing some progress and you're showing some potential, they will try to get you into the Infinity and into the NASCAR. So that's a good little track he's on. That's a good. He got hooked up with the right people. I was hoping that at one point that JGR was going to pick him up, or Kyle Busch Motorsports was going to pick him up, but they never did, because I know Kyle Busch got some fast trucks too, and he sold his.
He sold his. Yeah, Kyle Busch got out, and it's funny to see him race though in that race. I'm like, you sold your trucks, but decided to still run it. Every now and then. He does it for fun, and he's from Las Vegas. So yeah, it's interesting he sold his trucks, but yeah, I was hoping JGR picked him up because I'm not a Hendrick fan, but it is what it is, man. I'm happy Roger got a great opportunity with great equipment, like we mentioned before. Once you give them great equipment, they run it. Them boys can run.
Now, Darius, when you drive in the truck series, is it a different way of drafting, or is it a different way of racing with truck series than it is for the NASCAR and some of the smaller vehicles?
I feel like the concepts are the same. I can't speak to trucks too much because that's something I didn't follow as much as like Xfinity and the regular Cup series. Mm-hmm. But I really do feel like it's the same. Someone corrected me in the chat, but I feel like it's the same as far as drafting. Of course, the trucks are heavier than the cars, so you do have to take that into account. But like the concept is the same.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit different on the wind resistance as far as the length of the truck and the wing that they put it back. What they try to do is they try to make it even throughout, so it may be a different structure of the vehicle, but they kind of wind resistance. They kind of try to make it the same, as far as I know. Like I said, if somebody I know BJ is out there. He'll correct our statistician over there. But moving from that, and like I said, we're proud of Roger, man. We've made sure that we big him up. So the last couple of races have been not too great for Bubba. But what I want to talk about is Sunday, the last race, because it was like watching two different races. Right. I was watching. You watch the first couple of stages, and he was back there in 20. He's back there in 15. Just mired back there in the middle of the pack like usual. And then, like on that not the last one. I think was it the last wreck or something. But he was in fourth place, and all of a sudden he was in fourth place. I was watching, and I was like, how did he get up to fourth? He was fifth and fourth. And then it seemed like, did he cause the wreck?
I feel like I think he got in the back of him, yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what kind of messed him up too, right? Because all of a sudden he was fourth, and then he was 20th. And I was like, because when you do that, when you wreck like that, when he first starting off, he didn't wreck it. He started this shimmy. When you do that, when everybody's piled up like that, man, you can lose spots big time.
And right when that last run happened, the ones you mentioned right now, everyone was on different tire strategies too. So he had older tires compared to the people who he was, behind, or people who were behind him, and they just got all bunched up, man. I just think he just made a wrong move. That's my personal opinion. So
this is Vegas, right? You're talking about Vegas. Or you talking about the last one?
Last race, hit.
Yeah,
Phoenix.
Yeah, so
Vegas was horrible.
Yeah,
oh my goodness!
It was a mess.
I don't know if you want to start with Vegas and then move to Phoenix, but man,
I don't want to bring up too much bad news.
Man,
but even though he had older tires, you can see if he could have got out, he could have stayed up there. That's what I'm saying. Because you saw how Truex was out front for a long time with them old tires, and he had to eventually pit because his tires were old. But I think if he could have been a little less aggressive and just kept that spot, he would have probably finished up there pretty good, man. And he would have probably dropped back a little bit because he was, he didn't have a top speed last race, but he would have probably at least got a top 10, hopefully. That's what it looked like to me.
All year, Bubba's been kind of laying back, and then at the end of the race, he's fifth or sixth, seventh. You know what I'm saying? He's been laying back. There's always a wreck the last 5 laps, and then he moves up. That's been the strategy all year. Mm-hmm. So are y'all saying that this last two one he just had the strategy messed up or what?
But no, it's what it is you see restricted plate races are different from the regular races.
Right.
So you draft more in a restricted plate race. So it really doesn't matter where you are most of the race because you can draft your way to the front. Right. But on a regular race, if you like in a 20 and your car ain't quite right,
Oh, you're not getting there.
Yeah, you like when draft your way up to the front. You all you can do is hope for a bunch of flags.
Everybody else had the muscle joint that can muscle you.
Yeah. They just.
So you're saying his car is not right? That's the problem.
Well, with Vegas, it was a malfunction. It was a part malfunction. Between some people said part, some people will call it a pit crew, but he just couldn't get one of his bolts off his tires, and it kept him a few laps down. So that one really wasn't car performance. I mean, he had the car. Really, he was up there.
Yeah, he was fast. Yeah, he was fast.
He was fast.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you two questions right here first. The first one I'm gonna ask you is with the problem that he had in the pit in Las Vegas. Am I correct in hearing that he got penalized for staying out too long? Because he was black flagged or something, right?
I don't recall him getting black flagged.
Because what I heard was he got black flagged and he stayed out or maybe it wasn't a black flag. Maybe it was just the NASCAR told him to come in and fix his wheel or something. And he kept going and he took too long to come into the pits and they penalized him. I don't know. That's what I thought I heard. I could be wrong on that. But if that's not the case, then, because he was like 12, 13 laps down, wasn't he?
Man, that guy, he was like, 15 laps down at the end of the race or something like that. It was insane. I'm like, yo, what happened?
It was terrible.
What happened?
I had to call somebody else on that because I did something that came back and said, how's he 4 or 5 laps down there? I was like, well.
He had a fast car, man.
Is it worth you racing if you 15 laps down?
Yeah, because you steady gaining points. If it's 30 laps left, and you out there and somebody crashes and you 15 laps down, you're going to beat them because they're going to be 30 laps down. So you never stop until the race is over because it's all about points.
All right, I need to know, man. Hey,
it's all about
there's always position up for grabs.
Yeah, you'll always see somebody out there with a wrecked car. Like, why is he going around in circles?
Right, yeah. Why? I've seen that before. Why does he keep going? Yeah, so that makes sense now. Yeah. Hey, sorry to interrupt. There's a news break here. We DMV Sports, so we watched.
We picked up somebody.
The Wizards are down almost 20 points to a G League team. I mean, a G League team.
Hey, we're gonna get to the Wizards later, man.
I just want to throw that news break out, man. We go back to NASCAR.
Is it halftime?
To the Grizzlies. What?
Yeah,
to the Grizzlies.
Yeah. let me say this. With shit, I forgot what I was going to ask. I had 2 questions. I got stuck on that one.
Yeah, about the 15.
So BJ said that only happens. That's a freaky thing that happened. It only happens like one.
Yeah, I haven't.
He's only seen it one time.
Yeah, what did the threads?
Yeah, like the lug nut wouldn't come off. It was a bad lug nut.
Yes.
Which takes some time to get that lug nut off. They had to come and saw it off or something like that. Like kind of like remove it, which took him out of contention instantly. Because by the time he came out, he was already like 8 laps down. And so at that point, he was already out the race just because of that stupid lug nut.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a sabotage move or something, but I ain't gonna throw that out. Yeah, we ain't gonna do it with the conspiracies. But I mean, he had a fast car. I mean, we saw Tyler Reddick, how he finished second, and he really could have won that race. He gave them a run for the money. Kyle Larson a run for the money, and Kyle Larson had a dominant car all race in Vegas. He was coming as the favorite. Tyler Reddick was his Bubba's teammate. He ran him down and just couldn't get around him. He probably made a few bad moves leading up to the finish and just couldn't get around him. And Bubba had that same he had that same type of speed in the first stage before that freak accident took him out. So
But they said that it was hard to pass on that track because of the reconfiguration or something.
Yeah, it's hard to pass. But he was getting that momentum. Tyler Reddick was his teammate. He always drive on the wall, so he's able to bring that momentum off the turn and bring it, down the front stretch or the back stretch and carry it into the turns. I mean, he ran Kyle Larson down. It's just he couldn't get around him.
It's amazing how close they be to that wall, man, and not hitting it.
Man,
they hit it every now and then, but it'll be close, man. They be on that wall.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we Joe Gibbs fan, and his car won on Sunday. Christopher Bell, he's one of Joe Gibbs's cars, so he got the win. Going to Bristol next week, Food City 500 back in my neighborhood, Bristol Motor Speedway. It's It's the shortest track other than that Coliseum bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's the shortest track. And they got rid of the dirt track this year. You
Thank God. I
noticed
never
they
liked
didn't
that
do the
dirt
dirt.
track.
What? I
I,
actually like
I
that better.
hated the dirt track, man. The dirt, I couldn't stand that because you couldn't listen. I like speed, man. I don't like it when that's the dirt track drive.
I thought dirt track is when they had kind of like that Japanese style driving when they sliding a little bit,
Yeah,
Yeah,
drifting a little bit.
drifting a little bit.
Those cars weren't made for that. Let's just be honest. That's not made for that. Now, what I do like sometimes it's not NASCAR, but I do like the tracks where they have part dirt track, part road course.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? The off-road cars.
I've seen those
Yeah.
before.
I do enjoy it, but not with the NASCARs, man. It's just too big and too heavy to be drifting around a track, man. I just didn't like it. Dirty. They had to get there. They had to figure it out first as far as all the dust and stuff. They had to make sure they wet the track down.
I've
Right.
seen that, right? You can't see that, right? So it was
Yeah.
dusty, man. You can't see nothing.
Yeah. He said Martinsville is actually the shortest one.
Yeah, I see that his comment. He said Martinsville is a hair shorter than Bristol.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Deacon, how far is Bristol from you, man?
About an hour. I can get
About
there.
an hour.
Yeah, it's just up the road. I went there a couple times for the race, and I went a couple times for the football. They started doing football games there
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the track, where they would do Tennessee and Virginia Tech. They would play almost like a beginning of the season
a
game.
neutral site.
No, it was a real game. It counted. It was just it was like what do you call it? A Big Al. They start the season off. You play a quarter or something like that, and then you have another team come in and play a quarter. And
Yeah, those are preseason scrimmages.
yeah, but that's not what it is. I'm telling you, that's what it feels like though. It was one of those type of games where but it was a full game. It's nice. It's small. You know, it's a weird thing to be in the in not Coliseum, but in the Bristol Motor Speedway and watching football. It's just an odd visual, but especially if you've been there and had the track there and everything. So it's cool though. It's all right. I mean, they haven't done it. They didn't do it last week, but it was yeah. It was
Cool.
like I said, it was good. It was good. The football game was just like any other football game. It was just a weird visual because of how they had the football field built up, you know, on dirt. And then the sides. You still had the track, you know what I'm saying, but it was just inside the track. It was just weird. It was a thing they did, but it was all right.
So ask you a question.
In a sense, were you sitting? Were you sitting like in a sense like on it? My apologies, but like looking down at it, since for the racetrack.
Yeah. I mean, that's any football stadium though. You're always looking down. You know, because
but I feel like it's at a higher elevation though, in a sense.
No, it wasn't that high. Because it was on in the infield. It was the infield, so all I had to do was build it up a little bit. It wasn't like built up like 8-12 feet. You know, it just built up a little bit so that you can get out. But yeah, so it was nice, man. It was, but I only went once.
Got you.
So we're gonna pull a trade down. He's gonna be back in a minute.
So
you was about to ask
a quick question there. On a shorter track like this Bristol, is there a strategy difference, and does one team have a better advantage than another team?
Well, the biggest strategy really is tires. Is your tire strategy. When the cautions fall, do you want to take the track position, or do you want to get fresh tires? Because then at that point, you never know when.
So the shorter track, you can run longer on your tires on a shorter track.
Well, just because the laps are faster, so yes, you can run longer.
Yeah. You're not burning as much rubber.
Exactly. So I think probably, and this is just a rough estimate, but you probably get 75 laps to that tire without it before it falling apart. It's like a good rough estimate. Definitely, BJ, let me know if that's a good estimate or not too. But yeah, you can run those things a lot longer.
Yeah, it's based on because what they do is they bring different tires to different races, so you have different level of grip on different tires. Some of them are harder and some of them are softer. Now, I will say this now. I think that's the same. I think it's still the same way, right? Because they have different tires now. Because before they switched into this new tire and that single hub, they had a fatter tire. So some will be softer than other ones. And it's not as much rubber on these particular ones. So I'm thinking it's the same idea of how you build the tire. So some of them are softer.
right.
And this will be one of those races where it's not about the tires; it's more about pit strategy.
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest strategy right there, Big Al. To your question, is really just the pit strategy. We're going to go 2 tires to get more track position, but still have a little fresh tire, fresh tires on there. Are we just going to stay out because we have enough fuel? You really don't have to worry about fuel too much because someone's always crashing every 100 laps or something like that.
It's a lot of twisting and turning.
Exactly.
It's like Martinsville. Although Martinsville you don't crash as much, your car get messed up a lot, but it's more crashes at Bristol, I think, than it is at Martinsville, even though it's the same size track. It's just like a what do you call it, a paperclip, paperclip track.
It is, and the banking for Bristol is a lot higher.
Yeah,
and that banking in Bristol is a lot higher. It's cool with that Bristol now. You're able to develop that high line.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
It's because Martinsville is a flat track, right?
Yeah, it's a flat one.
So it's harder. It's a slower track. Anyway, it's everything at Bristol washes down to the center, man. It's funny. It's funny. You got to if you see a crash, go high. That's what they do. But here's the other question. I remember what it was. So, do you think? And BJ answered this too. Do y'all think that it may be time? I know it's only their second year, right? But do you think it may be time to get a new crew chief for Bubba? And I only say that because I know that, listen, you have to be able to visually see and comprehend what's going on. Pit crew is always it's like, listen, if I'm, it's like, let's take football. If I'm the football coach, and I got somebody on the field who ain't performing, yanking them, putting somebody else in. You know what I mean? And I don't know how many times they move people around and all that stuff, but I think that either the crew chief isn't strong enough to create a good pit crew team, or that's just the guys that they can afford, or who's left over. I don't know, because I know at one point last year they switched the 20 and the 23, and they're not even on the same team, and they switched their crews, and then they started showing out for the 20. And 23 come on to 23 and still doing the same thing. So I don't know what it is, man. It just feels like to me that there's something missing. There's something missing with his car and when he drives. I don't know whether it's the combination of the crew chief and the driver, or is it the crew chief and the pit crew? I don't know. There's one element. There's always an element that's missing in his team, and I can't put my finger on it, man. But I don't know if you change the crew chief in the middle of it's the beginning of the year now, but something has to be done, man. Something has to go.
Well, have you noticed that with the 45 team?
Huh?
Have you noticed that with the 45 team too?
45 team does fine. I don't see the pit crew messing up. He be up front most of the time.
They've been slow a little bit, but like they're not Bubba bad.
They're not
Bubba bad. They're not
tripping over their feet in the pit,
Because Tyler did mention that in his post interview, I think it was a few races ago, of just the bad luck that he had in the pits to kind of put him behind the 8 ball to get to the position where he was able to run Kyle down instead of being already there. But like to answer your question too, Deacon, it is insane, and it's kind of like in other sports you always go to the top, which is the crew chief.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'd like him, because I'm not sure if you saw the NASCAR series on Netflix, but there's a NASCAR series and they highlight Bubba as well.
Uh-huh.
And so you're able to see his crew chief and see more of the crew. For me, number one is the pit crew. You have to get rid of this pit crew.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like every race, every stop, they're one of the slower ones on the track. And if that's a reflection of the crew chief, then go ahead and get rid of him too. But I would definitely want to address the pit crew first, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that Michael Jordan's job as the owner to pick out the?
Nah, that would be the crew chief, right? That picks out the pit crew.
Great question. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it would be the owners like Denny Hamlin.
They're giving them a budget.
Yeah,
they're probably just giving the budget, and then the crew chief go ahead and.
That is a good question. I don't know who does that. I would imagine it would be the crew chief. That'd be part of his responsibility since he's there all the time. Jordan isn't there every week. and Denny is driving. So those guys they can't constantly look at the guys and watch during a race how they perform. You know what I mean? So
That's a great question though, Big Al, because I wonder even let's kind of compare it to like other sports. I wonder if there's a scouting department in NASCAR. Like if there's like a person who scouts pit crew people, personnel. Okay, this person, because I don't know if you saw this Deacon in Phoenix, but they highlighted the 20 pit crew.
yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah. You had football players. You had
yeah,
these
basketball
are athletes.
players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
they have real athletes, and there's a brother on there as well. His name is Daryl Edwards. I think he's from DMV as well. He's on the pit crew, and I think he
Mhm.
was a former football linebacker. And so I wonder, like, are they in college or NFL or any of these other leagues scouting these players who are now kind of getting out of the league and they're trying to find something else, and hey, you can get to be a NASCAR pit crew. Like I wonder if there's a scouting department for that, because that's the way that you could be able to get better talent. Because these people that Bubba got right now, man, they just ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
They just ain't cutting it, man. Because there's plenty of like this is the fourth races already. There's four races that already passed.
Mhm.
Daytona, he could have been up there competing for a win if it wasn't for the pit crew putting him behind multiple times. Atlanta, he could have been up there competing for the win if he wasn't for the pit crew, getting down there a few times. Las Vegas, it was a part malfunction. You're not going. I can't really put that on the crew. It was just a bad part. But and then Phoenix, that's just a wash. But we gotta do something better, man. Something gotta
I mean,
change.
because it sounds like to me, if one crew is paying me, a G every race, this is a round number, and somebody else is going to pay me three to change the tire, I'm gonna take a deal with the three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think it's about the pay. I think they probably. It would seem to me that they probably will have a pay schedule for certain positions, just like anything else.
Because what I see in the pit crew, it look dangerous. You got
Oh,
cars
okay.
doing 130 miles an hour coming into trying to stop. You trying to get the tire on and off in less than 10 seconds with this powerful
Yeah.
drill. I mean, it's like a gun almost. I mean, anything to me is you got to be skilled to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it seems like, and then don't those guys work on the car like to tune the car up all week? That's their job is to get the car in good condition.
They do different training things, and to BJ's point, he just made a comment in the chat. Hendrick Motorsports train like athletes, and they train all week. And then even Gibbs, because I follow Daryl Edwards, who's on the 20 car on that 20 team. I follow him on Instagram, and so he actually did a video on what his day to day looks like, for a pit crew person. And you see him training all morning. They do practice mock runs with the cars. They're trying to
Mhm.
see if they could beat their time. So they do that every single day, every single morning, and they lift weights. They're constantly in the weight room. And so I wonder if I know 2311 team is still building, right? They're still building their facility, but I wonder if they're doing something similar to that, like these other top programs, because you don't see these problems with Hendrix and JGR. You don't see those type of issues at all with their pit crew.
Somebody got a feedback there. Yeah, but it's funny they be doing it at the track too, in between pit start. They kind of got the little rotator there, and they do it more. They used to do it more on when they had 5 lugs, but now they still do it though when they sitting there and just watching the race. They'll practice getting the tire on and getting the tire off, so it's muscle memory. You keep on doing something over and over again. What's up, Trey?
What's
What's
going
up,
on,
Tracy?
Trey?
Are we talking NASCAR?
We talking NASCAR.
Man.
Talking Rajah Caruth winning the truck
Yeah,
race.
we're 30 minutes in NASCAR, baby.
We've been how many minutes? 20, 30 minutes in the NASCAR? Well, I didn't know with Mr. Newman. I thought he was going to play on the piano.
I see it back there. Did you watch the race?
Hey, what's up? Hey, man.
Come on now.
Y'all talked about Caruth already.
That was first thing. Out the box.
I know it was. So that's how late I am. Hey, by the time, so everybody, who's this guy is messing up the flow? Crazy. And I'm telling you right now, please like and subscribe to this channel, because how many times are you going to find 4 African Americans coming on weekly talking NASCAR? I say it again. Deacon, put me on the hook me up. Put me in the center. Four. I say four African Americans talking NASCAR. Two who knows what they're talking about. Two who are learning what they talk about and starting to enjoy NASCAR, racing, fast cars, things that happening all the time. Never really paid attention. I see a lot of lefts, a lot of lefts, a lot of lefts. But if you really pay attention to these guys, you start to see the intricacies of it. It is really a cerebral sport, meaning the pit crew matters, meaning the driver matters, meaning the ownership matters, even the sponsorship matters, even the tobacco that the dude is going to be chewing on matters. And we didn't know that, but we know that you knew it, or we know that you didn't. So like and subscribe and learn with us or educate us, which means that you could jump on in the chat, share with us, talk to us, all of those things. This is what it's all about with our Tuesday live. And I say live, don't miss it. All right. Mr. Newman, Big Al, and the Deacon, they're going to be talking NASCAR, and I'm going to sit here and talk about them.
Hey, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that too. And let me get this off too. Let me say congratulations to Miss Andrea. She didn't put her last name on here. Her last name isn't on. I posted on the race chat. But her sons, one is a jackman on the 21, and the other one is a front tire changer on the 38. Man, both African American brothers. Man,
you got two sons in the pit crew.
Two sons
in the pit crew.
Congrats.
Lance, baby.
Try to get that picture.
I see BJ Morgan is in the house, and if I didn't do that,
our statistician,
BJ Morgan, Mr. Chat Extraordinaire, he's chat master, comes on and makes sure that we straight. That's what I'm saying. Y'all missing out. The OGs got something going on, but go ahead, Deacon. Go ahead, Newman. Go ahead, Al.
Trey, you gotta tell me, Trey, man. Did you watch the races, man? Did you watch Vegas and Phoenix? What you got going? You say you needed a reminder.
Hey, I reminded him.
Allegedly. So let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't because of lack of wanting to. Right? It was the information that I had to do. I had to make some decisions with family, whatever like that. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do.
Understand.
You're not gonna catch me in this situation, Mr. Newman, again. This is your second time. And when you do it twice, therefore I feel a certain way. And therefore I'm gonna be coming for you. I'm gonna make sure that the next race I am on it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text Joe behind that I'm on it. We're gonna watch it together, so you won't ask me that silly ass question again.
Hey, look, you in for a good treat.
You young man have on my list because I know what you didn't do. You didn't ask Big Al, who's over there trying to scream back. I just wanted you to let you know that he was over there like.
See, Big Al didn't say that he was gonna watch the game, watch the race last show. Though you did.
Point. That is not the point. The point is, I'm in the hot seat and I like to share it.
Hey, just so I hope she doesn't mind. She posted it in the chat, so I hope she doesn't mind. But these are her two sons.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. Word up.
No doubt, man. Thanks.
Yeah, wow. Make sure we shout these people out, man.
What's her?
No. She didn't give the name. She just said
No. Just who she is. What she call herself?
Oh, Andrea.
Andrea, thank you for allowing us to show that. Hey, guess what? NASCAR got some pepper in the salt, and it's just for us. And those that watch us, we respect the sport. And now we're starting to see a change in diversity, man. So you know what? Shout out to you. And look what you got here. Two sons doing what they do. I don't know you, but congratulations, because they're making history. Pure history. So what's up?
And one thing I noticed in the sport too is there's a lot more representation now. Just within our community, a lot more people are getting in the pit crew first.
When
They're
once
gonna start getting converted.
they
Go
start waving that flag, it's
ahead.
gonna see more of us in there. We wasn't crossing that flag, man.
Nah, not yet. But I'm just
Listen,
waiting
let me,
for the first crew chief, the first African American crew chief, man. I'm waiting for that one. That's gonna be
it
big.
sounds like it might be you, Mr. Newman. You are really into
Hey,
this. Could it be you?
hey, I'm down to take that challenge. I'm
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Hey, listen,
Hook me
that's what I
up.
like to hear. I like the young man to look forward, you know what I
That's
mean,
right. Hook me.
and make sure that we are all going for the gusto and
Yeah.
not just the musto, because we got
But,
musto.
well, let's be honest. These guys are top of the field, man. Engineers and all kinds. There's a lot of stuff to go into building these cars, and they got to be on top of every aspect of it. And then they got to get it through the technical part of it when you get to the track. You know, they got the lasers on them and stuff like that to make sure every car is the same. They got weight. You got to make sure that you come in a certain weight. They got a certain package of engines. You have to buy the same equipment now almost that everybody else buys, you know, same vendor. So, I mean, it's harder. It's just harder to cheat right now. It's not as easy to cheat as when it used to be. But now it's a little harder to do. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get everybody into the same little box so that it'd be a fair fight.
And if
But
you get caught, man, those fees are heavy. Those
yeah,
fees
yeah,
are
yeah.
heavy if you get
And
caught.
man, if you ever see a wheel rolling on the track without the car, that's three paydays, baby. It ain't got to be your fault.
Hey, Al,
Mm.
you looking how excited Deacon is? Look, he's so giddy. I ain't never seen him so giddy. We talk some madness, whizzes,
Don't you have something to do?
No, look at him. But he's giddy, gets it like a.
Like
I just want everybody to highlight that.
Trey, he's like a schoolgirl. You know what I'm saying? On her first date.
You said it. You said it. Now, he said that. I was going to say it, but he said it. I ain't saying.
Oh, but hey,
yeah,
Hey, no, but you know what? It's good to see when you have this, you know, a brother's passion. And this guy I can speak to has been passionate about this for years. And you know, despite the peer pressure of us beating down on him, like, why the heck are you doing this? Has inspired us to take the opportunity to do what we do. So this is a historical moment. And then he goes out and finds a Mr. Newman, and I call him Mr. even though he's my junior. He's a Mr. who grew up with this and really has an impact. So it's not just Deacon being weird, because I had him being weird. I did. I had him being weird. I said, you know what, Al, you know he's always been weird. But that's nonetheless, he's not as weird anymore because of Mr. Newman. And then he went and found somebody else. And then he even got Biggie Steve, who comes on Tuesdays, and he co-signed. I'm like, Biggie Steve, you too. I like it. I like that. I'm like, oh. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a moment in time for you and all of us to just come out.
Come out. What a word.
Come out the closet.
Hold, time out.
Hey,
Let me specify.
Come out. What?
hey, DM, man, if you want to come in, man, with the links at the top of the chat.
It hurts. Let me specify. Let's all agree that NASCAR can be exciting. We are making changes. Individuals are performing who are not necessarily the same. Diversity has entered into this world, and we you like that what I did right there, and we are now being a part of it. So those of you, again, I probably going to be sending you NASCAR fans this. Please like and subscribe, man, and just listen to us, man. We appreciate that. We got individuals who right up here, this guy right here, he loves this sport, man. I mean, and this guy, he shouldn't love it, but he does. And so, hey, come on, let's go.
Hey, Darius.
And BJ Morgan comes on every week.
Hey, Darius, give a shout out for your business, man. A lot of people don't know that you have your own car business. While you're here, you might as well just give a little shout out so people know how to use your service, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yes, just go ahead and follow me at the Darius Newman right here on the bottom. So I have a Turo business where I rent out vehicles anywhere between a '66 Mustang, to Chevy Suburbans to McLaren. So definitely follow me on the Darius Newman on Instagram,
Hold on, hold on,
Facebook.
hold on. Did you say McLaren?
Yes, sir.
A
McLaren GT.
McLaren.
A McLaren GT.
All right,
So
continue
there are
on.
Matchbox cars.
I just want everybody to know he said a McLaren. You can rent
McLaren, baby.
So when you rent your Honda Sonata, he's gonna give you a McLaren with the keys. What are you talking? Why are we laughing?
No,
Finish
I'm
up,
just
bro.
making
Finish up.
this
clarification.
is a real car, not a Matchbox. But for sure, yes. Utilize Turo, so definitely follow me on at Instagram or Facebook. Just contact me, the Darius Newman. I'll send you a link and get you on the road. Definitely let me know you come from the show and I give you a discount.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. There is. Thank
Very
you,
nice,
baby.
very
Hey,
nice.
young man making moves.
There you go.
Try.
Listen, and let me let you understand. Not a lot of young men are doing this nowadays. This guy got his act together, and you guys need to represent all of our OGs of the DMV show. Please, hey, if you're traveling, man, give this man a shout out. Do your thing. Support him.
And even if you you mentioned that too though, Trey. I just want to touch on that specific part. Thankfully, right, I'm out here doing it, but I'm doing it to be able to also show that other people could do it too. Whether it's in car rentals, real estate, it doesn't matter what the avenue is, but you could go out here and do the same thing that I'm doing. And so if you just want to talk business, just definitely contact me. I could definitely give you some of my resources and my pointers, help you with your credit, financing, anything like that. Just let me know.
That's right.
Very nice.
That's right. That's right. Come on now. This guy is talking about building your life.
Yeah,
I need to call you. I need to call you. This little low 700. I need to bring this. I'm tripping. I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of this low 700. Get to that 8.
Let's talk. Let's make it happen.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. It's good to see a young brother talk NASCAR, but also be in the car business himself.
Yeah,
So,
no doubt.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on to the Commanders. Just
Oh, we talking Commanders
we're talking
tonight.
wait, easy. Before we go into the Commanders, and Darius, you're welcome to stay, man. I know
No,
you're
he can't.
a DMV
he can't.
fan, and you're interested
No, he
too.
can't.
Just let everybody
Can't
know.
I
The Food City 500 at Bristol is at 3:30.
30. The green flag party got
Thank you.
4:30.
3:30 what day? What day?
Sunday.
Sunday, man.
Sunday, man.
It's always Sunday.
Yes. So
It's like football.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. Newman. This is the first day that I'm gonna ask Al. Al, did you know that all the races were on Sunday?
Actually, I did, Tracy. I've been learning because we've been teaching.
All races not on Sunday.
Yeah, every now and then.
All races not on Sunday.
We get a Saturday every now and then.
Kids, all Cosby kids. But no. Okay, so most races.
Yeah. Majority of them on Sundays.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this race is on Sunday at what time?
3:30. 3:30 p.m. All right.
I'm putting my phone just so I can talk about it.
It's on Fox.
And so
It's on Fox.
5. Okay, thank you. You got it good.
It's on
All
Fox.
right, gentlemen, here we go. We're gonna get into the Commanders.
Yeah. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know who you messing with. You don't know. You don't.
I run you up and down the Serengeti. Heads ain't ready. I chew you up and spit you out like chicken confetti. My rhymes are heavy like elephants, stomping your regiments, dismembering all your limbs, ripping your ligaments. I break you down to an atom, change your chemical structure, roots and culture. You don't wanna vote for this brother. I'm like a time bomb over a fresh can of whip. Stylus plexiglass got you face down in the grass, ready to blast. sticky for your jewels and your cash. Call me Robin Hood, take the loot back to the hood. I wish you would try to retaliate. I wait like a sniper, beat you like Street Fighter, heat you up like a lighter. Don't need no ghost writer, original skill, killing at will, terminates career like the pill. This is real, not no fiction. Came up with my jurisdiction. I'm liver than you, whether freestyle or written, hitting hard like a hammer, like a natural disaster, like a hurricane. Plain and simple, bringing the pain. Won the battle, what? I'm ready to do this. Beat your ass like Lennox Lewis, play you out like Parker Lewis.
Parker Lewis, baby. Gonna play you out like Parker Lewis.
Parker Lewis, who is, hey,
Huh?
is Darius still with us?
Darius still here, baby.
It's like a little
Yeah,
football.
I'm here to
reference.
rock with you. I'm here to rock with you.
Oh, so he's ready for this?
We are into football frenzy. The free agency has started up. It is the second day of free agency, and the Washington Commanders have been on the hike. They've been getting people left and right.
Before they've been doing something. Al, DK,
We got a lot of spots to fill.
wait a minute, and you, because I gotta call him you now. You guy, have you ever seen the Commanders do what they've done in the last 5 years?
They spending money right now. They spending
Yeah, well,
money.
we are
They're aggressive. They're being aggressive.
Unfortunately, you know, we getting what we can get, and we doing what we do, baby, and we building a whole new team.
Mm-hmm. And who can we thank for that? Who did I say?
Peters,
Mr. Who?
Mr. Peters, he's kind of finding mid-level guys and bringing them in that and aggressive speed.
I saw how you did that. I saw how you did that just there. You said bringing in mid-level guys. I like that. That was very sly, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure you understand. This guy has the ability to find talent, and he's bringing. How about looking at it like this, Al? Instead of calling them mid-level guys, he's bringing the boy band together. Have you ever watched the New Edition documentary? It's weird how they came together, right? It was three Bammers from the hood, and then the dude brought the cut. All right, this is what this guy does. Mr. Peters, he puts together what you call mid-level, what I call members of the boy band, and he puts them together because he could see the energy. This guy is the tough guy. This guy is the ladies' man. This guy is the softie. This guy is the gangster. And they put them together and they put them on the field. And guess what happens? What happens is we become 49ers North or East or whatever you want to call it. And
Wow.
Bammers are playing lights out. People are out there like, yo, what is this? Because Al, the mid-level guys got something to prove. They got all of them. They're right on this thing. They're right there. You got your boy Love. Love, number one tackle. He was the defense for Carolina. He's here now, right? You got the safety. The safety, he's balling out. Chin, right? Chin's here. He's here now. Now, guess what Carroll's going to do? If he doesn't get a contract or he doesn't leave us, I got to play harder because I'm not going to be the safety of choice. Then you got your boys on the end. Well, we had Sweat and Chase Young. Chase Young still ain't found the space. People even talk about the Bama coming back here. Point being, we got some guys that are going to hit the quarterback. And that's all we've been working on. It's the defense. And we got a coach that said, man, I want Bamas to fly around violently. That's what he said, Mr. Newman. So I hope that we don't have you on our schedule.
Hey,
Violent.
You don't want to play the Colts. You don't want to play the Colts.
Who?
The
Colts. You don't want to play the Colts.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Peyton Manning.
I got a quarterback here.
They got a podcast.
You know Anthony Richardson.
Peyton Manning.
Y'all rolling on rookie.
Peyton Manning is still their quarterback. Them Bammers are so sorry.
That's crazy.
No,
what do you think? Tracy gave his opinion on these guys that are signing 1 and 2 year,
Say that
1
again,
and 2 year deals. You know, and easy out. we getting players that we sign it, and next year they got to re-up for their new contract again. You know what I'm saying? So they playing from contract to contract. What do you think about these guys?
I think people are who they are. You know what I'm saying? If they coming over and they trying to get the contract for next year, that means they was trying to get the contract last year and didn't ball out. So we are getting mid-level guys who are who they are. We just have to be able to put them in the right positions to play their position well. It's a new training staff. It's a new coaching staff. And you perhaps can revitalize your image and your career if you play well in this system. It's always a system-drawn place anyway, because if you go to a different team, you're going to have a different system. No matter whether it's still 4-3, they run their 4-3 different. You have different terminology and all that stuff. So I'm okay. We've been getting a lot of mid-level guys. Even Eckler, who's not a mid-level guy, is old now. So he's not going to be the determining factor in whether we win or lose this year. A couple of years ago, he still had his speed and quickness. I don't know what he's going to have this year. And, let me just –
nothing, though. He's just trying out for the team.
Hey, listen, that's the same thing we said about Russell Wilson. Hey, he's free. Almost free, so we'll take him. But let's go through who we picked up in free agency, man. First, we got Zach Ertz, tight end. A little bit on long in the tooth, but he may still have
coach on the field
some time on him.
Better than what we had.
Better
than what all we had. Better than what we always thinking about having.
Better than Logan Thomas in his prime.
Yeah, Zach. We take him.
He's better. I take Zach Ertz anytime over Logan Thomas.
Hey, because you're going from a quarterback to
Zach Ertz on your team. No.
So the difference in Thomas and Zach Ertz is, you had a quarterback that was trying to be a tight end. You have a tight end that was a tight end all his life. So, you have a different level of instinct there. We got a defensive end, Dorian Armstrong. Came from the Cowboys. We got a couple Cowboys in here, but that's normal.
Average 8 sacks a year. Average 7 to 8 sacks a year.
Cowboys. We're gonna get Cowboys. Cowboys are coming.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a center, Tyler Badass or Biotis, whoever you want to call him. Hopefully he's a badass.
Tyler Badass.
Tyler Badass.
Yeah. So we'll see what he does. He's a little on the smaller side. He's a smaller center, but he is an intelligent center, and he is and he is durable. We can count on him for 17 games. So because he played 16 games, 17 games, so he's
important.
Yeah,
durability.
They say he's a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker, but pretty good on both. So we'll better than him sitting on the bench and being hurt. We got a linebacker, Frankie Love or Luvu, however you want to say it.
Second best linebacker in the free agency. Second best.
17 games. This guy played 17 games.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all seen his highlights. The man can run.
The leading tackler on that team. Everything about that team just left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can run.
That team. Now, depending on how you look at that team is one thing, but everything on that team is in Washington.
We'll just read this right here where it says he appeared in 88 games with 39 starts, recording 338 tackles with 20 sacks, 3 fumble recovers, and 5 forced fumbles, which is what they're looking for. We're looking for people to knock that ball out. Ball is life, right?
Balling,
baby. Baby. Balling, man. I need some, man.
Frankie Love. That's my man, Frankie Love.
I'm calling him Love.
I'm calling him Love. Running back Austin Eckler. We got running back Austin Eckler, who's a little bit longer too, but he's still a player. He's still a player. He's a third down back now. Extensive, just let's keep him out of the 1 and 2. Get him in and on third down, man. Because we got running backs that can handle the beginning of that. Dang. We got a kicker. Big Al was talking like this week. We having huh?
Hell.
Stacey, you got something to say, man. Say what you got to say.
Go ahead, man. What you got?
I can't see you.
Thank you.
Have a screen. Go ahead.
Close your eyes.
No, I was on a different screen.
Go ahead, Trey. Say what you got to say.
Stop it. All right. This is what I got to say. Derrick Henry went cheap, man. So this is me.
He did.
Just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it. Derrick Henry went cheap, man.
Cheap,
Al, did
went
you see?
cheap.
I text you what Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's getting $12 million a year.
What is Eckler getting?
He's getting 2 or 3, 5
Yeah,
at the most.
Max is 5.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
his incentives make it 5.
Mm-hmm.
We already got a Derrick Henry. His name is Robinson.
Well, man.
Style-wise.
Okay. Let's clarify. I love, and I say love, Brian Robinson. I do. That young man has impressed me. I want nothing but the best. I want him to be the best running back in the league. Style-wise,
But
he ain't Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry, I thought Derrick Henry was going to be asking for some Saquon Barkley type stuff. He didn't. Derrick Henry got what was negotiated. And so if you're going to compare Eckler to Derrick Henry and what we got,
You're not doing
we
that.
we were in the ballpark. We were in the ballpark, guys. I'm just saying, I just want to talk about the fact that it seems
But Trey Z, I've
could've
heard they went to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is looking for a playoff team, a championship level team. He wasn't looking for a team that
okay, well, let's see.
Yeah, we started.
So that's the reason why he didn't.
That's all I wanted out. I wanted to hear that. That's
So-
I did not get that.
Reportedly,
I got it now.
reportedly Darius on 106, I think 3.3, whatever. They went to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry said he's looking for a playoff team. We're not there yet.
No, we're nowhere near that. So therefore, thank you for clarity. All right, so Derrick Henry gets the proverbial Trey Z finger. Thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I needed that because that's what I was saying to y'all when I text y'all. Y'all didn't say that in the text. I was like, oh, this is crazy.
Well, it's quite a few players that we went to that's big names that was like, no, thank you, because we're not there yet. They want to win.
Yeah, they get to a certain age, man. They're looking for a Super Bowl. They're trying to get to a
Right.
Super
No
Bowl.
question.
They're chasing that ring at this point.
they're ring chasing.
Right.
Yep, they're ring chasing.
No question.
Let's get back to Al's boy, Joey Sly. Might not be here next year. He got competition. They brought in Brandon.
Al called him out. Al put the thing in the air.
He put the rook on it.
Joey Sly. I don't like it. His name is so suspect.
Now Brandon is known not to have the longest foot, so
He's more consistent, though, right?
yeah, he's consistent with the extra points.
Yeah.
He's more consistent.
I think
Inside 50, he's consistent.
Yeah, outside of 50, Slide may get him.
Yeah,
Slide.
he got $3 million a year. So
If he makes the team, that's what I understand.
yeah. I mean, still there might be a camp body, a camp leg.
Yeah.
We picked up a guard. Nick Algeretti, who will probably be starting for us, coming from the Chiefs.
Not guaranteed, though. Not guaranteed.
Listen, you seen our guards?
Yeah, we're terrible, but Nick is. We understand that Nick is trying out for the team too, but he's better than what we had last year.
Yeah,
So what do y'all feel about how we have been high-powered on defense?
Oh, let me get through the free agents first. I'm almost done.
All right.
All right, we picked up another defensive end. Now, I will say this about the defensive players, like you're saying, Big Al. When I watch their tape, they are running flat out.
Yeah,
These are wide open guys, man. These guys are running to the ball and they are hitting.
Yeah.
And this is no different, man. Defensive end, Clelin Farrell.
Yeah, number 1 pick, fourth pick in the draft.
We got 4 number 1 picks on the draft defensive line again.
No.
We didn't pick them, but they're all number 1 picks, man.
If he performs though, that's a steal. That's a steal right there.
Yeah.
We picked up one of the major ones out there. This is probably our top get is quarterback Marcus Mariota.
Backup to the backup. Super backup.
Classic backup.
Classic backup.
And we picked up another defensive end, Dante Fowler Jr.
Number 1 pick. Clemson.
Another Cowboy.
I think one year he had 11 sacks too. One year he had 11 sacks.
Yeah, he had a good up year, 10 sacks.
Yeah, I know he was on the Super Bowl champion Rams, wasn't he? He was on that team, wasn't he?
Man, I believe so, right?
I think he was on the
Coming off
Rams
the bench,
Super Bowl
he was in that
championship
rotation.
team. Yeah. It's part of the rotation.
We picked up a long snapper. You know, that's easy one.
No more Cheeseman?
Cheeseman is gone.
The Cheeseman is gone.
Got Tyler Ott, who I'm assuming is a professional.
Last, y'all?
3 years, wasn't it?
Cheeseman left?
3 years. I think didn't Ron trade up for him the first year of he draft?
Yeah, Cheeseman was a 6th-round pick, wasn't it? 5th or 6th-round pick.
Yeah, they overdrafted. They could have picked him up off the waivers. And we picked this one of the Big Al's and Trey's best, Jeremy Chin, safety. He was another hard hitter. He comes up and he hits, man. I like his tape too.
He was number 2 in rookie when Chase Young won Rookie of the Year. He was number 2 behind Chase.
Yeah, hey, if you want to do that, Trey, go ahead and hit the mute button.
I had to do that. I'm sorry. I didn't know y'all heard me.
That's what you
heard you loud and clear.
I was like, God.
But what was you saying about how we confident about these guys going after defensive players, or what was you trying to say?
So what I'm saying is this. So, brothers, what our number one thing we talked about going into this was offensive line. I said, let's draft them. You guys said, matter of fact, the last show, Deacon said, give me a tackle.
Yeah, first thing.
I need an offensive tackle immediately in the free agency.
Mm-hmm.
First, we didn't go nowhere near any offensive players. We went all defense, right?
He got some offensive guards.
Well, I mean,
on guard the center.
Guard
are you going to call? We're going to call the guard, and you're going to call the offense. I guess.
You got Marcus Mariota.
Not a tackle.
But as far as tackle, not many tackles have gone yet. Some have re-signed.
Well,
but I hear the draft is deep though too.
Guys, was how do y'all feel about that? Like, so I mean, no, I'm excited because I think defense wins championships. Me personally, and I thought we had one. I thought we were building a defensive legacy, and that was 3 years ago. So here we are again, now trying to build it back, and it seems like my man Peters is feeling the same thing that I'm feeling. It's like, yeah, we got to go back to defense. Now let's get some guys in here who have something to prove. And when you have guys that got something to prove, oh man, these are contract guys. We over time have learned that contract guys play. Mm-hmm. When guys get paid, that is, we don't know what you're gonna get. You know, sometimes you get a guy who still stays solid. Sometimes you get guys who are look like they took off because they paid. Because they're not getting all dirty and hurt and everything like that when they plan on going to the club or going to whatever, or to the car dealership or whatever they do, which is the reason why they don't play as hard. So I'm just saying. We went and got Mariota. I'm gonna tell y'all, looking at the camera right now, I didn't know Mariota tonight was still playing until today. I sent the text to y'all Bamas. I thought that Bama was sitting there selling cars, you know what I'm saying, or something else, owning a blimpie. I didn't know that he was still playing.
Wow, blimpie.
That just came to mind. Because Mariota didn't really. No, listen. I would have said Subway if it was somebody else, but Mariota never really took off. Yeah, so he gets the blimp.
He went to blimpie.
Mariota wasn't no Jersey Mike's.
No, he retired from Atlanta.
Hell, he wasn't even a Firehouse sub. He was a blimpie.
A blimpie.
If he was gone,
and
he's not gone. He's on our team now. I'm like, what? What was that?
I think we could have got somebody better than Mariota. To be honest with you,
you think?
Bill.
Hey, Al said crab legs. Where the crab legs end up going? Crab legs went to where the crab legs?
Jameis Winston's in Saints, and he's still with the Saints.
He stayed with the Saints, didn't he?
Yeah,
he signed with Cleveland. He signed with Cleveland.
No,
he signed with
Cleveland.
He got a 1 year with Cleveland.
Which means he has an opportunity. Listen, which means that he has an opportunity to start because they're not happy with your boy. They are saying, they listen.
Would you like
last year?
A massage parlor or crabs? Either one.
You know what?
Hey, Darius, I'm
That's
gonna
a-
ask you a quick
that's a good
question,
one,
though,
though,
man.
No,
man. I
well, we
don't
got
know.
Mariota. How about that?
How does your quarterback get hurt from, because we had a young quarterback coming in this year, a running quarterback. Probably most likely we'll get a running quarterback. How did your I didn't see how your quarterback got hurt last year.
So something that you have to make sure that your running quarterback is
Running?
not doing is exactly running and literally putting his body on the line. This man was out here trying to run people over. He was trying to
As a
be
running
Josh
back.
Allen. He was trying to be Josh Allen, and watch out, Josh Allen. You got to protect yourself, man. I'm surprised he hasn't been popped yet.
So
But
he was trying to actually
yeah,
run somebody over, and that's how
yeah,
he
he
got
was.
hurt.
No, constantly. Like when he runs, he doesn't slide. He doesn't go out of bounds. He goes and absorbs the contact, and he was getting
And
popped.
then his back got messed up, right? It was like an accumulation of hits.
Yeah, it was accumulation hits because he got hurt the first game and he got sat out. He got put out on the fourth quarter because he got hit on the shoulder, and then he came back in the second game and got left early because he got popped again, same shoulder. And then he played the third game. He was good that whole third game. And in the fourth game, he went in for a touchdown and got popped, and that was it. He was done for the rest of the season. So it's just a combination of hits.
Because I'm a little concerned about our left tackle position. We're going to have we have a running. We're possibly going to get a running quarterback. It's a big chance we're going to get a running quarterback, and we need a good left tackle. And we were trying to get these veterans. It's a whole bunch of veteran left tackles, but they want to play for a winning organization. They want somebody that's going to the Super Bowl.
Nobody wants to come to Washington.
Yeah. So
do you think you think it's going to be drafted though, because the offensive line players are deep, and it's not just a wide receiver draft.
I think to
it's
get a
also
starting
offensive
left
line
tackle,
draft.
we're gonna have to trade up to get a starting. We're gonna trade some of our second round picks or something to get a starting left tackle.
I don't think that's what they.
I don't think they want to do that.
But let's just hold tight on the offensive tackles, because only 3 of them that are free agents have signed with anybody. Everybody else is sitting out there. So with Chukwuemeka Okafor, he signed with New England Patriots. I'm just reading the names. Jamie Illuminor, he signed with the Giants. He signed, and Owanu signed with the Patriots, and that's the only 3 that signed. So all the tackles are still out there. So everybody's going after the positions that are.
Well, once again, I've heard we went after Tyron Smith, and he was like, nah. He really he wanted to win an organization.
Yeah, or
go back to Cowboys.
Yeah, but he's still out there, so
he's still out there because the Cowboys don't have any money for him. That's what he's trying to get the Cowboys to find some money for him.
Yeah, they broke.
They broke.
So that's the problem.
So with the moves that y'all currently have made, and I know there's, of course, you got the quarterback draft that's coming up. Where do you think y'all stack right now in the division compared to your competitors?
We don't do that no more. We don't do that no more. We're not getting hyped up no more. Come on. This is not the hype train.
I had you third, maybe 4th.
No, we're above the Giants. I would say
say that, but we always lose to them.
Oh no, man, that's
right.
I got y'all above the Giants.
That last year.
I've lost so much Giants game.
The Giants are trash, and they came in here and beat us.
What's his name? DeVito? What was the quarterback?
The pizza dude, DeVito, Don DeVito, he's a monster. He's a pizza before the game.
Throwing gang signs.
He's doing all that bullshit.
Ow.
Hey, Darius, I'm still mad about that game, man.
Nobody.
I was going to get in my car and drive to Tennessee and beat up Deacon.
I'll put 4 stacks down. I told him, I said, don't do that.
Y'all should have went and got Gardner Minshew, man. Y'all could have came got us Gardner Minshew.
Listen, nobody at this point has picked up any of our free agents.
So let me tell you what.
I think that says so.
Hey, Deacon, and everybody. Here's the problem. The problem
is that saying?
Saquon is in Philly. Queen went to the Steelers with is Russell Williams.
Yes.
Did Russell Wilson go there now yet?
Yeah, he's already
Wilson's with the Steelers. Yeah, he with the Steelers.
I'm like, man, let me tell you something. The only team that's suffering right now is Dallas because your boy's pulling off.
Making no news. They ain't making no moves.
But But
Sure, they haven't signed anybody.
I'm looking at
It's just-
some teams. I'm like, ooh,
You-
man, this gonna be a year. This gonna be an exciting year, man.
The Steelers,
They're stacking.
man, the Steelers are stacking right now defensively.
Yeah,
You talking about Queen, and then you put in with Watt, Fitzpatrick, Porter Jr. I mean, yo, that defense. And then you got Russell Wilson.
They're,
You know,
they're preparing for the Russell Wilson show.
they just traded
here's
Deontay Johnson
the
to the
thing.
Panthers.
Let
Now,
Russ
we're not scared of Russell.
Let's ride.
We know Full Metal Jacket when we see it.
Full Metal Jacket.
Metal Jacket, baby. Full Metal Jacket.
What do we
Mark
do
my
for
word.
Pittsburgh?
Huh?
But let me say this. I do like Russell if I'm just looking at what they need. I do like Russell in Pittsburgh. If I was a Pittsburgh fan, I wouldn't be mad. I would be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't think Russell would have worked here, but I do see him working in Pittsburgh. And that's because Tomlin coaching pedigree and our pedigree right now hasn't been proven. So Tomlin's coaching pedigree, he's going to make sure that Russell got all the things that he needs. And he's up. And that's one thing he's doing right now is shoring up the defense because, Full Metal Jacket's going to throw an interception and he's going to get sacked. But if that's what he's going to do, Tomlin's already prepared for that. It's like, all right, defense, get out there. And remember our first year when we got Chase? I never felt this in my whole entire history of Redskin, Washington football team, Commander history. Like I say, all three. That I felt so confident when Chase Young's crew got on the field after we went 3-0. I was like, the best team is now on the field. And I sat back and I looked. And that first year, they represented as that. Whatever happened that second year is to be discussed. But that's what I think Tomlin is doing with Pittsburgh. He's going to say, I'm going to do that. So what the offense can't gel, don't matter because the best team's going to get on the field. And that's Pittsburgh. Those teams, Pittsburgh, Philly, Cincinnati, San Fran.
Cincinnati looking a little suspect.
Their defense, I'm just talking defensive team. They base their whole entire thing on defense. They're not – the offense is there, but they're not necessarily worried about it.
Well, Cincinnati better because Cincinnati lost Jerry Jeudy and T. Higgins is asking for a trade. So
exactly.
their receivers are dwindling.
Right.
Let me ask you a question, though, Darius.
Jerry Jeudy came from Denver.
Receiver position, man. Do you think that
Jerry Jeudy came from Denver. He went to the Browns.
He went to the Browns, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any receivers y'all want to get for Indianapolis, or what should we pick up in receiver wise?
Man, Indianapolis need to go get T. Higgins. Yo, T. Higgins for a second rounder right now? That is a deal. Let's go get T. Higgins.
I thought T. Higgins, they franchised him.
They franchised him, but he asked for a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, he requested a trade. He trying to get up out of there.
Yeah. So, y'all better watch our cap. T. Higgins, yeah. I mean, y'all are in the position to get a good wide receiver in the draft, though, man. Y'all should just chill out for a minute.
Who?
Y'all.
Oh, we picked 14. Yeah, there's a lot of wide receivers.
Yeah, it's gonna be, by the time y'all get to 14, it's gonna be a run of wide receivers, and y'all, you can be ready to get one, man. I know we should get one too in the draft. I would get it we're looking for a third wide receiver, and honestly, they said that Samuels was talking to the Patriots, but he hadn't gotten signed yet, so he's just sitting out there just like all of our other free agents.
What's that saying though? I mean, let me say
we're going to re-sign Samuels is what that's going to say.
No, I'm saying we got a bad team though. That's what it's saying.
It's saying you got a bad team.
We picked number 2, so nobody's looking at it.
Yeah, one person get picked up. AG, he the only one got picked up.
AG got picked up from he went to the Patriots.
Jacoby.
Oh, Patriots picking up all our people. He went to the Patriots.
Patriots is almost bad as us, though.
Hey, look,
they are.
But the Pats is picking up serviceable individuals. That's what the Pats are thinking because their boy's gone. Belichick is gone. And so they're picking up serviceable
Yeah, bring the new air.
individual. Brissett serviceable. Gibson back to back to a certain degree, except for this year, 1,000 yards, serviceable.
Man, Brissett.
Now I will
Brissett
say
is not
this.
serviceable. I'm mad about that. Brissett is not serviceable. You saw what he did with the. And don't say it's the coach's fault. You saw what he did for us, man. He was trash. I'm so.
He's serviceable as a backup.
Yes, listen. Brissett is only going to give you 7
They
games.
starting Brissett. They starting Brissett.
No, he should wear
No,
the
they
number
get the
7.
quarterback.
He's only going to give
They
you
number
7
3.
games.
They get the quarterback at number 3.
Look, I bet they're
7
gonna sit that rookie behind Brissett.
The mac and cheese is gone right out.
Mac and cheese
Yeah.
got 24 bag of chips, and he's in.
Yeah,
Mac and cheese is
Jacksonville.
gone.
Yeah.
Who's after mac and cheese in Pat?
Zappy.
Zappy. They had
Zippy
Zappy.
or Zeppy or something.
Yeah.
And
He said, and that's 10%. But here's what I know: Gibson is going to the squad where all running backs' careers go to die. So they're going to say, "Look, Gibson, this is your chance. We want you to catch the ball. We want you to run the ball. There's no, and I think this is good for Gibson because he could be Mr. Patriot.
Listen, man,
But he's going to have to be Mr. Patriot because they're going to give him every single solitary opportunity to do it. He's going to have to do everything. He's going to run. He's going to block. He's going to catch. He's going to pass. He might even throw the ball. Gibson, because
he came in as.
Huh?
He came in as that. That's what he's supposed to be for us.
No. We never. This is my opinion. Washington never played to Gibson's potential.
Oh no,
I think the first year we did a little bit more, but after that it was like, okay, where's Gibson? We didn't play him as we should have because we had an ineptitude leadership, and they just was like, okay, we're just going to waste this guy. Everybody said it. The commentator would get on every single solitary game and say, hey, this is a former receiver when he ever caught a ball. And I was like, okay, well, why don't we see 5 plays where he's catching the ball? We didn't see nothing. We didn't have any flats, just the back catching it out in the flats to know that he's going to be sure-handed to catch the ball out in the flats and go. We didn't even give him those plays. But he's going to go to the Pats, and he's going to do every single solitary thing I just said. And he's either going to shine or he's going to stink it up. And that's what I know about the Pats. They're going to use that Bama. He's either by the 4th game, he's going to be the man, and they're going to be he's going to be on a cereal box. Or the 4th game, he's going to be cut.
Well, I don't know. In actuality, we don't know. We don't know what their coach is going to do because it's a brand new coach. So
I just told you.
System.
I just told you, D.
I will say this. That when Gimme came out, his first 2 years, if let's be honest, if he hadn't had that fumble issue, we wouldn't have Brian Robinson because he was 1,000-yard back 2 years straight.
Did he really have a fumble issue as 1,000-yard?
That's what they called it. That's what they called it. That's why they got a new. That's why they got the 3rd pick for Robinson because that's what they said. But if he had cleared that up, if he didn't have that, he would probably be.
He dropped. How many fumbles did he drop?
He had 6 1 year, didn't he? Something like that.
Yeah,
he had a crazy amount 1 year.
I know he had fumbles at crucial situations, and that's the unfortunate thing about a fumble, and that's the unfortunate thing about an interception is that they always come at bad times. But I don't know if he had 6. Did he have 6 out?
I think it was up there.
He led the NFL in fumbles 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
That's a bad title to hold.
I can't argue if he.
Well, you know, Austin Eckler has a fumbling issue.
He has the same thing.
Yes,
interesting.
He did.
Interesting, Big Al.
Mid-level.
That's very interesting. Hence the reason why I sent the text to y'all and I said that Derrick Henry went cheap because I don't see him dropping the ball. So you got a Derrick Henry.
You don't see him catching the ball either, though.
They said the Commanders contact Derrick Henry.
You don't need him to catch the ball, though.
What's the dude from Green
Bay? We don't need
Bay?
that kind of running back. We got that running back already.
Who was the quarterback? What's the running back from Green Bay they tried to get?
Christian Okoye, man. What are you talking about?
Come on, man. Listen, going north and south, east and west, he can't run for crap. That's right. That's right.
You didn't see Derrick Henry chase you didn't see Derrick.
The Redskin. The Redskin guy. He's top of the line.
Wow.
Newman. You talking about Newman?
No, I'm talking about. Remember when Derrick Henry? Something happened, obviously, where Derrick Henry had to go chase down the Bama. No, when the Bama chased the dude down, Derrick Henry, they said he was in the other end zone talking to a cheerleader. And the dude obviously picked up a fumble and he ran. He was running for the touchdown. And Derrick Henry went all the way, walked him down. That's how I knew who Derrick Henry was. It wasn't because of his offensive skills. It was the fact that he walked that dude down that year.
And you know how he did that? You know how he did that? North and south.
Speed.
North and south, not east and west. I told you, get him north and south. He's a monster. East and west, you can forget about.
Did you see the Eckler highlights?
Hey, Eckler, I don't know what Eckler going to do. I'm not saying it was I'm not saying Eckler is better or worse.
I had Eckler on my fantasy team. Eckler is a hell of a fantasy running back.
Well, I'm just saying this dude is quicker.
No, last year, man.
Last year he was terrible.
Man, lost the championship.
Yeah, he had a down year last year. So we'll see. He might be down again this year. He might have hit his wall and can't go.
Don't say that.
All right, news break.
Don't do that. Don't leverage your conversation with this year might be.
Hey, listen, I'm not riding on.
It is gonna be.
I'm riding on. I'm just saying, Derrick Henry was my man.
News break.
Wait, big guy. News break.
Wizards are coming back to the G League team. They down 10 with 3 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
They come back to the G League.
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies has all G League players.
Hey, listen. All right, let's shut this down, man. Let's shut this down. We're gonna go into
half for that.
Half a segment.
Our night nasty. Thank you.
We're gonna have a half a segment of the Washington Wizards, man. We're gonna get out of here.
Oh God.
I'm gonna move y'all down, and then I'm going to put on the beautiful intro for the Washington Wizards. Here we go with the Washington Wizards segment.
Y'all who don't know the joke with that is y'all missed it out. There's about like 20 people who are like, that's incredible. They brought it back. Yeah, man. That's
all right. So the good news about the Washington Wizards, man, they are on a 2-game win streak. The bad news, back to their old ways tonight. They're losing to the G League team of the Memphis Grizzlies. And we are losing, but we're winning at the same time because we're keeping our draft position. This is all this is about this year is the draft position. I don't want to hear nothing about no win streaks and all that stuff. They went winless in February. They went over Black History Month. They took it hard.
They did take it hard.
So that's what I like to see, man. I like to see that. That's what we want. We want those losses to pile up. We want to get these young boys in there, get them some in-game experience. Koulibaly apparently has hit the wall, what do you call it, the freshman wall. Kispert still can't shoot a three.
Kispert is our 3-point leader. What are you talking
about? That's last year, man. He's not our 3-point leader. He could be this year. Yeah. I do like Tyus Jones. He's rounded out into the game. You know, he's a good little backup point guard. Shimmick can come in and shoot the ball, man. So he's a good shooter, but he just ain't got no defense. I like Bagley. Bagley has turned out good, and even Holmes, even though he's a little small, he's aggressive. You know, that's pretty much all he has in his repertoire.
Both of them got back injuries.
Yeah, that's why Kuz is playing center.
My neck.
That's called a game day decision. We're gonna rest most of our guys because we might beat these guys. you guys can't play tonight. That's what we do, man. The Wizards, listen, it's hard to play. It's hard being a Wizards team, man. But we are
my neck is back.
We are who we are as far as the Wizards fans, man. And it's part of the DMV, so we hang in with these guys. But we're preparing ourselves for next year. Preparing ourselves for next year.
What is it to look forward to next year?
The draft. The draft to see if we can get somebody in the draft. Yeah.
Take it 2 years in a row.
and a new coach. And a new coach. You know, we got no new coaching staff, man. Huh?
Who's going to be the
Mark Jackson, man? We're going to get Mark Jackson.
Man, someone need to get this guy.
We'll
I
bring
would be
Mark
happy if y'all
Jackson
brought
and
him
coach
back.
up these young guys.
He's gonna be 35 years old time he start coaching again, man.
Hey,
Yo,
he'll be better than our coach.
blackballed. He is
Deacon
getting
said that
blackballed.
so confidently too. He's like, we're gonna get Mark Jackson. We're gonna get Mark Jackson.
Hey, you gotta want to come here, man. This ain't something we're gonna get no big time coach. You gotta want to come.
You
here.
have to believe in yourself. Look, there's nothing else to believe in, not your players, not your management, not the owner. You have to go into the Washington Wizards, interview pool and say, hey, you need to hire me because I am me. I am the man or the woman, if that's the case. I don't know who it is, or the Smurf. I don't care. Whoever comes in this mug got to believe and be confident in themselves to move and motivate young players who come to this team to stack their paper, build their stats to go somewhere else. Nobody is trying to build a home or establish a franchise in Washington, D.C. Matter of fact, not even Virginia. The Virginia Commonwealth said, hey, man, kick all those rocks with open-toed shoes, because we're not taking you, Bambas. You are not coming here. No, you're not. You can want to believe that. It's not going to happen here at this place now. It may be some other Virginia, but not here. That's how bad it is, man. We can't even move the team. Yeah. We can't even start over. Nobody is looking at this as this is something to do. The Washington Wizards are the dregs of society.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. Al,
we just lost to the G League team, though, but still.
Yeah, listen, Al.
Chalk it up, baby. Chalk it up.
Listen. We are the tropics from semi-pro. We have a better chance of having the Mega Bowl for ourselves, where we can get somebody out there with a cannon and some afros. This is bad. This is bad, gentlemen. We're beyond that.
What?
No, Deacon. Let me finish.
Oh, you're going for 10 minutes. I thought you were done.
20. I need 20.
Hey, Deacon, you know he sure talk a lot, man. Sure talk a lot.
Go ahead, man.
No, but listen. You knew though that everything that I said, was it anything I said false?
No, we losing to a G League team. I mean, a legitimate G League team. They have not one starter on the Memphis Grizzlies. They rested their whole first 8 players, and they put the G League up. They got one dude from Duke out there that started. What's his name?
Did you see? So how many cheerleaders are playing?
How many cheerleaders are playing?
Apparently all of them.
Wow, you're right though.
Listen,
the only dude is Luke Kennard.
Yeah, Luke Kennard is the only.
He's the only one I know. He's the only dude I know on the starting lineup.
No, for real. All of the rest of the people are G League, and we down by 17.
Hey,
Wow.
Memphis actually thought about the top high school team, have them travel with Memphis, but they felt like that would be too much because that's what they thought that would give the Wizards some go.
This is how bad it is. Y'all started Kyle Kuzma at center. That's how bad it is.
That's all we got. Both our centers are broke up. Big Al said. We got both
Kuzma
backs.
at center. That is insane.
And listen, so with the team moving, apparently not going to happen now. You can place money in people's pockets and they may change their minds. But from what I heard was that Ted Leonsis was out there breaking ground, and nobody said he could. No, that's what the legislature. Yeah, he didn't get to go ahead from the legislature. He just went out there and started breaking ground and hoping that would push them in the right direction. And they got pissed off and said, okay, well, if you breaking ground, you must be breaking ground from a housing community because you ain't building no stadium. And now they're in the impasse. So what do you do now? Do you go back to DC and say, can I renew that? Or did y'all sell that property already? Because, at this point, I would be pissed off. I would be raising rent. I say, unless you want to go to Maryland, and Maryland ain't got no facility out there, so they kind of stuck as to what they can do.
That's going to happen. So here's what I think. I think that DC will accept him back. He's going to have to get the slap on the wrist, and this because he's making all that kind of money because he's still getting paid with the losing squad. So you can put individuals on the court that could only get 11 wins out of 90. And people still show up. The arena is still getting people in there, man, paying for a $20 beer. You know what I'm saying? A $40 hot dog. You know what I'm saying? So money's getting made. So DC's gonna say, you know what? All right, but we're gonna raise that up, right? He's gonna say he ain't got no choice because there's nothing else to do. Unless he goes to Richmond or something, he can't go nowhere else. This is where you at. No. Wow. Not when you're this bad. There's nothing too far out. The owner could literally do so. Back in the day, we all know that the Colts quietly in the middle of the night packed up and rolled out to Indianapolis, right? Baltimore wasn't prepared for that. How many years did Baltimore had to wait for get their protein back? But it wasn't the Colts. It was another team. So my point is you got to understand that we haven't seen it in a long time, but an owner could take his team somewhere else off the grid. Might not be successful, might not be whatever, might not make the money. So I'm just saying it doesn't. It's not logical. DC is a spot we do have legacy in here and everything, so they would stay here. So I get that, but come on, man.
Yeah, I mean it's not like we're moving to Golden State Warriors. People ain't putting their hands up and say, "Hey, come here."
So it can go either way. We can move them to Connecticut, or they can stay here, or they can go to what? North Carolina. Who knows? That's where we at because they're just that bad.
Kuz won't like it in Canada. He won't like it up there.
No, but would it matter? Would it matter?
Yeah, it would.
As long as
we'll trade. Get me out of here, man.
Yeah, no, he would be that way 100%. Hey, did y'all see that meme or video of Kuzma and what's your boy from Miami?
Butler.
And they were talking about their hairstyle. They're the most prima donnas in the NBA.
Stop it.
What is going on?
No, he's not.
We about to get kicked off, man. I ain't going that far.
We ain't going nowhere. We say no. That's what we say. I'm gonna find it for you.
Where you going with this one, man?
No, I'm just saying it was a meme, and it showed Butler. He had his pigtails on the last game,
my goodness.
and they were talking about Kuzma, and you never know what Kuzma gonna show up with his hair. So they were talking about, they were comparing. They were saying, a matter of fact, I believe the meme said, this is the battle of the hairstyles. This was a battle.
Kuz got regular hair right now. Kuz got regular hair right now. He don't have his platinum blonde hair.
Hey Trey, Kuzma got the old D. Martin hairstyle from back in the 80s now.
What is that?
That means Kuz.
He got the wave. He got the ocean going on.
He has the wave cap on. You remember that one, Tracy? You can see he's had a line right here.
Yeah. He said it was an accident.
I ain't never had to wear a wave.
Really?
Cutting his eyebrow.
I ain't never had to wear a wave cap. What y'all talking about? Don't call me out like that.
There you go, right there. The wave cap
This is a sleeping apparatus.
Light skin hate. Darius Newman. This is light skin hate.
Light skin hate.
Yeah, we remember back in the day, man, Alabama could do no wrong. We was like, what? That man would fall on his face. They'd be like, "Ooh, that was sexy."
They just mad because of light skin for the win, baby. That's all it is. They just mad. Light skin for the win. That's all you gotta put them in. You gotta put light skin in for the win.
Hey, no doubt.
All right, man.
Get out of here, man.
We about to get out of here, but before we get out of here, please like and subscribe. There's not much we can say about the Wizards. The Wizards are here. We don't want them to win no more. They not. According to Big Al.
Hey, man, we had 3 shows for y'all today.
Hey, listen, we
baby.
need all the help we can get in the draft for these Wizards. So, hey, man, we excited about the back-to-back wins. You are a team, but don't win no more. Let's get as many things, burn it down, and stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it.
I don't even have no outro for the Wizards, man.
They don't even deserve one.
Hey, Darius, man, thanks for staying with us, Darius, man.
Yeah, man.
Of
Baby.
course.
See you next time, man.
Thanks for having me as always, fellas. I
Darius
appreciate you.
Newman in the house. Check him out.
That's right.